I'm Sari Kimbell, and I've done just about everything in the food industry. I have helped hundreds of packaged food business entrepreneurs, and now I want to help you make your delicious dream a reality. Whether you want to be successful at farmers markets, online, or wholesale onto store shelves, food business success is your secret ingredient. I will show you how to avoid an expensive hobby and instead run a profitable food business. Now let's jump in. Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. Super fun to be with you here today. How did you like that series on money and managing your money mindset, creating abundance, and then some great practical tools and tips and just frankly, things you have to do inside your business to run a successful business. And then how's your generosity challenge going? I would say let's wrap it up and please post either on your social media and tag at FoodBizSuccess so I can see it and all of your haul that you did at a farmer's market if you did the challenge there. Or post in the private Facebook group, in the Food Business Success Facebook group over there. I saw a few in there and they're so fun to see. I know I've done it a couple more times and man, it just boosts my mood and things are happening in my business and in my life. It just creates a whole different energy and, fun, right? Just feeling that generosity and abundance in my life. So I hope you took advantage of that. Of course, you can do it anytime you want. All right. Well, this was not the podcast episode I planned on for this week, but I just had to record this. I made some notes on the airplane because I did not want to forget this experience. And I really am looking forward to sharing with you how my jet ski adventure is like your business and going through the phases of being an entrepreneur. So I just got back from a really nice restorative vacation. This was the first vacation I've taken flying on an airplane, going somewhere outside of Colorado. I got my vaccines and the world feels like it's opening back up again. Went to Naples, Florida with a friend. Shout out to Mark. He's turned 50 and we travel really well together and we have such a great time. Super fun. So for his 50th, he wanted to do this dolphin tour and on jet skis, right? And it's been a long time since I've been on a jet ski. We used to go to Lake McConaughey when I was more like a teenager. But that was a lake. I had never been on an ocean. And I was a little nervous and it was like 2 hours. And so I want to tell you about it because honestly, what I thought about for 2 hours was you guys and starting a business. And so I'm calling this one, how my jet ski adventure is like a business, is like running a successful business, being an entrepreneur. So I'm going to tell you about my experience and kind of share with you there's kind of three phases to this evolution of you creating a business that you love, that is successful, that is sustainable, that is profitable. And every entrepreneur needs to go through this. There's no getting around it. There's no shortcuts at all. I promise you. But you will become a better person on the other side. So first of all, this is like pre-phase one. We rented a car and I said, well, what's the address? And he told me the address and I plugged it into the GPS on the car. And I didn't even check it, right? I didn't even be like, well, does that make sense, right? And they said get there early because parking's not super, available. So you might need to walk. So we're going and we're driving there. Well, it's definitely taking longer than we had expected. And the GPS is your destination is up on the left, a ways ahead. So we get to where the destination it should be. And it's just all these like huge houses, right? Amazing beach houses. So we're in this like neighborhood, and it says like the address for the jet ski place is down there. And we're like, oh, okay, I guess it must be like down on the beach. So it seemed a little strange, but there was nowhere for us to park. Like they do not allow street parking. So we just keep going, and we get all the way to the other end of that housing area, and there's a little parking lot. I'm like, okay, great, let's park there. So I'm looking at the address GPS, and it says we're like a mile away. So we have about 25 minutes till our time. And it's a group thing, right? Like everybody needs to go out together. So I'm like, okay, we got to hustle. So we're walking along the beach, like really trying to walk fast. And I said, what is the name of this place? And finally, right? And so he tells me the name, and I plug it in. Well, when I put in the name rather than the address, for some reason, now it's showing that we've been hustling for like 20 minutes, and now it's showing that we are a mile and a half away. And I was like, oh my gosh. Wow. We are nowhere near this place. Everybody's waiting for us. We get a call. I was like, Mark, we have to tell them that we're this far away and see if there's anything we can do. So I think just a little note about like being resourceful and asking for help and letting people know where you're at, and not just giving up at the first, like, I love this guy. I love my friend Mark, but he was like, well, I guess we're out of that money for the day. And I was like, wait a second, let's at least ask them if there's anything we can do. Like, so sorry. Our GPS steered us wrong. We take full responsibility, but how can we get to you guys in like the next 10 minutes? So it was so great. They were like, okay, we'll come pick you up. So like Hank, my new friend Hank, comes out on the jet ski like a mile and a half. We were waving him down from the beach. He comes out, and then the three of us ride back on this one jet ski. And I'm holding on for dear life. I'm like, what am I getting myself into? I am not an adrenaline junkie at all. Like, I say that, like, really, like, I am not motivated by doing crazy things, right? Although you might question my choice to start a business, because when you decide to be an entrepreneur, you are kind of doing risky things and things that make you really uncomfortable, and certainly can elevate your adrenaline from time to time. So anyway, back to Hank. I will just say that using a little bit of money to get you there faster and actually get you on the journey was 100% worth it. Otherwise, we never would have made it. So we, of course, tipped very generously to Hank and the person who brought us back. So that's kind of my preamble to this. So we get there. We're not that late. It was funny, right? Great story. So we each had our own, and there was a part of me that was like, oh, I kind of wish we were sharing, and then Mark could just do all the driving and I could just hang on. But I'm so glad that I had my own. So we get out there, and we're just supposed to like play around in the ocean and kind of get our, groove, our feeling for the thing. And like, of course, like all these guys go out there and they're just like speeding around and doing all these crazy turns. And I'm like, this is really uncomfortable. So here's that first phase of how your business is like this jet ski adventure. So at first, it's very uncomfortable. You're very wobbly. You don't know if you've made the right decision. You're looking, for me, I'm like looking back on land, like, should I just maybe turn around? Like, I'll see ya. I'll see you in a couple hours. This seems a little crazy. So I was definitely questioning my choice and whether this was a good idea. It was uncomfortable. I'm getting sprayed in the face. I'm scared to go fast, but I know if I go faster, it will probably be more comfortable, right? That's what they always say anyway, right? Like on bicycles and stuff. Like I'm such a scaredy cat that I know if I go faster, it will be better. I always do that on like hikes coming down. I end up going really, really slow. And inevitably, there's some guy on the trail who mansplains to me that I should just go really fast, like run down the hill, and I'd actually be safer. Like, I know, but I'm not comfortable with that. Anyway, so this is phase 1. You're figuring it all out. I'm looking around and I'm like, everybody seems to have this down. What am I doing wrong? What have I got myself into? And this is going to be a long 2 hours, right? These were all the thoughts going on in my head. So we finished playing around. The guide comes out to get us, and this is like a dolphin adventure. So we're gonna go a little ways down, and then there's these like coves and back channels, kind of like Venice in California, where like there's peninsulas, and it's not just solid land. There's all these waterways back there. So we go, and man, I am like last, back of the pack, like, oh, this is terrible. I'm not going that fast. Everybody's way up ahead. I'm totally questioning all my choices in life right now. And I'm just like, okay, just hang in there. It doesn't matter when you get there. Just keep going. Like, this is going to be fun. I'm trying to convince myself it's going to be fun. So we get down to where the opening is for the waterway. Well, we have to like slow it way down, minimal gas. I'm like, all right, I can do this. So we hang around in that area, and it's really cool. There was actually a dolphin that came right up next by me, and like I don't think anybody else in our group saw it. But it was super fun. Like, oh, there's a dolphin, right? I mean, I'm from landlocked Colorado, so I don't see that stuff very often. And so we're hanging around, and then we get past through there, this like no wake zone. So we get past there, and then it's like, now we're in the back waterways, and now it's time to just like, you can go really fast apparently. And we're just going to tour around there. So the guide takes off, and I'm like, oh gosh. Okay. So this is phase 2 of starting and growing your business, right? Being an entrepreneur. So I'm like, okay, different environment. Things have changed. I've kind of got my groove down a little. I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable. Everybody takes off. Well, I realize I kind of am experimenting a little bit more. I'm a little more open. I'm not so like clenched up, like, oh my God, this is scary. So I'm trying to like be a little bit more open. And I realize that if I kind of stay on the outside of somebody's wake in front of me and keep up with their pace, that it actually is a lot easier. It's a lot less rocky. So I'm like, okay, interesting. Okay. So I'm kind of going like one person, but then they're going too fast. And then I jump on another person's little wake outside of their wake. And then I sort of accidentally got into the center of their wake. So now I'm right behind them. We're going the same speed. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. I got this. Like, this is so much easier. And I wouldn't have thought that it would have been. But it's like, if I stayed kind of the right distance away, it's like it was smooth sailing. So I figure this out. I'm like, oh, fantastic. So we stop again. And then I was like, you know what? Now here's where I do have a competitive streak. I remember at Whole Foods Market, I would be like, I was the team leader, and I'd tell my team, like, I'm not competitive, because I'm not in sports. But like, if there was a contest from like regional or national contest, I was like fierce, and I would be like, we're going to win this one. And we won like 3 big contests, national contests. But yeah, so I am competitive, just not about sports. Anyway, so I was like, what if I could just keep up with the guide, right? Not these other people in our group. So for a little while, I'm behind somebody else, but then I was like, I'm feeling really good on here. I'm going to open it up. So I'm like passing everybody. I'm like, this is the secret. So this is why it's like phase 2 is that I chose one guide. He was the one, right? The guy, not just somebody else going fast, but like the one. And I just decided to go all in. Now, this is how I compare it to a coach, right? And I have my own business coach and he's the one, right? I go all in on his program, on his calls, on what he tells me to do. I don't really question them. I mean, we'll have discussions and conversations, but like, I'm like, yep, he's my coach. He's making my life so much easier. And this is where I think choosing a coach, whether it's me or there are a couple of other amazing coaches out there like Allie Ball and Chelsea Ford and Deb Mazzano, like highly recommend them. Just choose somebody who resonates with you. Who do you feel like could guide you and lead you and help you make it so much easier and so much more fun and faster, right? Get there faster. So this is where everything was like, the sky parted, the heavens parted. I was like, I found the secret. So I was relentless. I was like, I am keeping up with this guide no matter what. He was doing crazy turns and I was like, okay, I trust myself and I trust him. If he can do it, I can do it. So I just let it rip. I was going like over 50 miles an hour, a lot. I was standing up. I was like so much more relaxed. I just knew that like if I stayed following him, like this is fun. I'm going to get there. I'm enjoying the ride. Like this, it's not about a destination. It's about the journey right now, right? And choosing a guide like that, rather than being out on my own, trying to flop around in the waves and not going as fast and not having as much fun, was not the right choice, right? Like, let's enjoy the journey. I would get there eventually, but it would not be as much fun. All right, so we do this for a while. I mean, we must have been back there like an hour. So we stop at different points and we see some more dolphins. It was really cool. So now we get back to that like no wake zone. We're hanging around there a little bit, and then it's time to go back into the ocean. And we had gone in the afternoon, like at 2:00, right? So now it's like 3:30 or something. I don't know. I didn't have a watch on. But now we're in the ocean and I'm like, okay, like I'm having flashbacks to the original time, that first phase when I was in the ocean. But now I'm thinking, all right, I have more confidence. I know that following this guide would make things so much easier. And I was actually really having fun. And I was, pushing myself to new limits, trusting myself more. And I'm like, okay, like this doesn't have to be a repeat of phase 1 in the ocean. So I tried to do the same method I had done in the waterways, where I got behind the guide and I was like, okay, this is going to work. It's going to be smooth sailing getting all the way back. Well, it wasn't. The waves had gotten way rougher in that, hour and a half, and it was choppy and it did not work anymore for me to just ride behind him. And I was like, oh man, I mean, I was getting water in my face and like I was kind of starting and stopping and getting really kind of more scared again. And my confidence was a little shaken. So he takes off, like he's way ahead. And I kind of tried it with a couple of other people. And I realized in phase 3, this is where I really had to trust myself, that I had the tools now, and I really needed to go my own path. I mean, he was still taking me in the direction that I needed to go, right? The end destination was to get back to the jet ski place and safely, right? So I knew he was guiding me from afar. I knew where the destination was. And don't misunderstand me. I totally think you should have a coach continuing on into this new environment and this new phase. But it's more of a coach that's beside you and helping you manage your mind as you try different things. But you're more on your own with that cheerleader next to you rather than them leading the whole way, right? This is that next phase, that next evolution of your business where you're like, I'm going to go this on my own. I'm confident I have enough of the tools, but I'm going to keep somebody kind of at my side as well that I can check in with. Seriously, these thoughts kept me occupied for the whole 2 hours and just delighted me. It was so fun to think about. Okay, so now we're in phase 3 and back in the ocean. Oh, and the other piece that I realized, and actually my friend pointed out to me, was that the environment had changed around me, right? The waves were choppier. It was afternoon. It was a rougher sea. And I think that this is such a crucial thing to be aware of, that just because I had all the tools and skills and confidence, that sometimes the world around us changes, right? There's a pandemic that happens and we have to adjust and pivot, or things change in the market and tastes change and diets change and all of these things, right? So our environment can change and we have to adapt and pivot, right? That overused term nowadays. But I realized environment had changed, and I had to really just do my thing, take all the skills, all the tools I had learned, and I will get there. And I kept thinking, as long as I don't quit, as long as I don't just stop, I will get there, right? And I think that's such an important mentality that we go into our businesses as entrepreneurs saying, there is no escape hatch. There is no beam me up, get me out of here. If you give yourself that, you will take it. So I just had to lean into, I'm not giving up. I will get there. I will get there on my own terms. I will enjoy this. How can I enjoy this? It's not the environment that I wanted and that I was hoping for, but I will be successful. I will make it to my destination. And the other thing I was realizing as I was going along, and I couldn't open it up like I had back in the calmer waters, but I really noticed that if I could just keep some momentum going, if I could go even 30 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour, just keep the gas on, that I actually was getting there a lot faster. It was when I tried to go fast and then I got scared and I would lift off the gas. It took so much momentum, so much more effort and energy to get going again. And I was like, no matter what, you just have to keep moving forward. You have to keep some amount of pressure on the gas. Do not stop. Getting over the inertia of from a stop to getting going again was grueling. And that is so true in your business. When you stop altogether, creating that momentum again takes so much more effort. And I will tell you, if you can get going and just take action, keep the gas on to some extent to wherever, it feels slightly out of your comfort zone, but you are moving forward, that is where you can really build up momentum and get so much farther faster in your journey to your destination, to that goal. And so I really worked on that, trying to keep that momentum going. And I see it so much, this concept, in the most successful clients that I work with. And just don't stop. Do not stop. If you are really committed to this, that these thoughts will serve you really well. I'm never giving up. I will get there eventually, no matter how long it takes. and I'm going to keep taking action. I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm not going to stop and start and stop and start. And one more point in this in phase 3 was I really had to let go of where everybody else was at. And I just had to drop into my own internal compass, to what felt right for me, to how I could push myself outside of my comfort zone, but drop all of the compare and despair and the thoughts that like, I'm not as far along and other people are better at this than me and more confident and they're going to get there first. Who cares when you get there as long as you get there? Stop comparing and despairing. So many of you guys who I work with talk to me about, but they're so much farther along and they seem to know what they're doing and they have so much more confidence. And it's like, that does not serve you at all. Keep going, stay in your journey, stay in your lane, and just keep the gas on and really work on having your own fun and recognizing that your journey is not the same as anyone else's around you. So we get in, we pull in, and then yes, I ask. Again, it's always a no. My dad taught me it's always a no until you ask, unless you ask, right? So it's like, is there any way we can get a ride back to our car? They were kind enough to say yes. They put us on a boat this time, not a jet ski. I was like, that saddle walking. You've been on this saddle for so long. It's hard to walk normally. And so we get back and I'm just so proud of myself, right? Of how I performed, of working through my own drama and all my thoughts, and that I did it. And I'm super proud of all the things that I did. And I don't know exactly the metaphor here. I'll just say, if you do one of these, make sure you apply sunscreen to your feet. And for me, with a bathing suit on, my upper thighs, I guess maybe just practice some of that self-care and self-awareness as well. Do those things. So if you end up doing a jet ski adventure, be sure you apply sunscreen to those key places, because having burned feet on the top of your feet is really not fun. But I survived and I had some scars. I had a blister from where I was gripping on so tight, right? But all of those like scars and war wounds are just stories that I look back and say like, yeah, but I did it, right? And now I have a story to tell. And how boring would it be if it was just like, yep, went out, super fun, super easy the whole way, no waves, saw some things, came back, right? You are on your own adventure and you may not think it right now, but you actually do want these experiences that make you better. Overnight success is boring and it's not realistic. So go out and create some experiences, do some hard things. So I hope you enjoyed this metaphor about how your business is like a jet ski adventure. And it was really fun telling you guys about it. And like I said, I'm always thinking about you guys and how I can say the right words to help you know that you are on the right path. If you feel that compelling why, that passion to do this, then as Tony Robbins says, the thing you are most scared of, that you are worried whether that's the thing to do, is the thing you must do. So I am here to help you on your journey. I would love to be that one guide that you get behind, and I give you all the tools and all the insider knowledge and help build your confidence. I will believe in you until you believe in yourself, and you can go on your own and spread your wings and go out into this food industry and be successful. And until next time, go out, do some hard things, create some adventures, know that you will get through it, create a great story, and have an amazing week. Are you ready to start that delicious idea that you make in your home kitchen, or grow your existing packaged food business and take it to the next level? The most successful food business entrepreneurs have support, guidance, focus, and accountability to help them make it happen quickly without wasting time or money. Plus, I think starting your packaged food business should actually be fun. Food business success is your secret ingredient to creating your food business dream. Please don't go this alone. Check out the private free Food Business Success Facebook group to connect with other foodpreneurs, get your questions answered quickly, share your wins, and receive special training and tools I only share inside the private community. Just search for Food Business Success on Facebook or get the link in the show notes. Curious about how Food Business Success can help you? Head over to foodbizsuccess.com and fill out the application to see if you're a great fit for the program. Together, let's make your food business dream a reality.